5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Temp tag crackdown. The changes Missouri car buyers will see before they even pull out of the dealer's lot.
Our stretch of muggy July days continues. So do our storm chances. I'll time it all out for you.
Our top story, more than 50 cars hit in just one night.
Shattered glass was everywhere.
Mother Nature may have been an accomplice.
The tornado did damage the gate.
Tonight, St. Louis police are still looking for the 3 thieves responsible for that rash of car break-ins. Good evening. I'm Brent Solomon. Mike and Kelly have the night off. All of those crimes happened around the DeBoliver Place neighborhood near Forest Park. New tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend with the very latest from one of those victims.
It was a rude and frustrating awakening this woman never expected.
It was incredibly upsetting. One, because you see that your own property was damaged, ransacked.
She says early Saturday morning she stepped outside her apartment building near Clara and Waterman and saw her front passenger side car window smashed. The concerned owner asked us to not show her face during our interview.
Majority of the window was partially gone. If some were completely gone, just glass was everywhere.
Was anything stolen from inside your car?
It was not, thankfully. A dozen cars in this parking lot alone.
Those cars were parked in this parking lot behind her apartment building. The tenant says the May 16th tornado damaged the security gate. The DeBoliver Place resident says she shared her concerns with apartment managers.
One, ensure that the video cameras are operational. 2, promptly fix the gate. It has been over a couple of months now and it is not.
Thank you for calling CWE Apartments.
I called CWE Apartments but haven't heard back. Meantime, police believe 3 guys in their late teens or early 20s broke into the cars at this complex and on nearby streets. The thieves wore ski masks and white gloves at the time of the crimes. Right now, police tell us they are still investigating all of the car break-ins. At this point, they know the thieves hit more than 50 cars in this area.
I have plans to move anyway, but this would certainly make me want to not stay.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And tonight, police are asking anyone with information about those car break-ins to call Crime Stoppers. The number is 866-371-TIPS. You can remain anonymous. A pretty hot and humid night in St. Louis. The storm threat is over, at least for now. Weather Impact meteorologist Jim Castillo now. And Jim, tomorrow is looking like a rinse and repeat here.
Yeah, there's still some storm chances for sure in the afternoon and evening hours, and definitely overnight tomorrow night into early Thursday. More on that in main weather, but the flash flood warnings and flood advisories we had earlier have expired, and now it's going to be a little foggy in those rainy areas, that wet ground causing that fog to form again. Overnight lows in the 70s. It's very humid, and the big story tomorrow is the heat index over 100 throughout the afternoon and early evening, as high as 105, 106, even around the metro. So you got to take it easy in this heat. Now, as we look further down the road, watch as this area of high pressure and the upper levels of the atmosphere, you see the pinks and reds down here, it actually strengthens as we get into the weekend and into next week. So a lot of heat's coming our way, and even the extended forecast 8 to 14 days out, above average temperatures. And I'll have those numbers for you coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jim, stay close. Tonight, a case of arson in St. Louis County is now being linked to a deadly fire in South City. Ryan LaRose is being held tonight on first-degree arson charges, accused of setting a fire at a home on Telford Drive in Limay Saturday. According to court documents, LaRose lived in that home with his grandmother. 2 days later, she died in a house fire on Kingsland Court in Dutchtown, along with another woman. Their deaths are now being investigated as homicides. Neighbors tell us they were sisters. LaRose has not been charged in the second fire, but according to court documents, he has listed both houses as his residence in the past. Tonight, St. Louis County prosecutors believe there is a connection between a man shot and killed in his Ferguson home and the rape of a 15-year-old girl. 39-year-old LeVar Harmon was in court for a bond hearing this morning on those rape charges. Tonight, 5 on your side's Justina Coronel poured through the court documents which reveal a possible motive for murder.
According to court documents, on July 8th, around 4:15, police arrived on Bayview Drive in Ferguson, swarming the area trying to learn what happened to Corey Warren, who was shot and killed in his home. Warren recently reported to police that his 15-year-old relative was raped by a man named LaVor Harmon, and Harmon was charged with rape and sodomy. At the end of May, police say the sister of the rape suspect went to Warren's home, bribing him with $12,000 in exchange for staying silent and to drop the charges against her brother. Documents say Warren did not accept the bribe money, and about a month later, Warren was shot and killed in his home by an unidentified man. According to court documents, that unidentified man was found murdered in St. Louis City later that day, and his car was burned nearby. St. Louis County prosecutors charged the sister, LaVonda Harmon, from Houston, Texas, with tampering with a witness and a felony prosecution. Documents say the investigation by multiple agencies has connected the murder of Warren to the rape suspect and his family. LaVar Harmon's attorney said they have not seen any evidence and will not be providing a statement at this time. Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
And today, a judge increased Harmon's bond to $2 million. A spokesperson with Ferguson Police tells 5 on your side they have multiple people that they need to follow up with. Tonight, a 12-year-old Cahokia Heights girl is recovering after a stray bullet hit her. She was inside of her apartment when someone fired those shots last night. Police are trying to figure out who did it. The 12-year-old is expected to be okay. Police say they have been upping patrols in that area.
We haven't had any incidents like this in the Greystones in weeks because of our stepped-up patrol efforts, the efforts of our officers. We are going to do everything within our legal authority to try to bring these people to justice for her.
And just hours ago, Cahokia Heights swore in a new round of recruits in hopes of increasing patrols even more and decreasing response times. Tonight, a St. Louis County judge is ordering the arrest of the woman featured in the HBO documentary Chimp Crazy, just hours before she's set to be sentenced in federal court. Tanya Haddix faces 10 years in federal prison after pleading guilty to federal perjury and obstruction of justice. The HBO documentary revealed she hid a chimp named Tonka in her basement for a year after she was ordered to hand the animal over to PETA. In a civil case, Haddix is now accused of ignoring court orders to hand over financial records to that animal rights group. Well, scary dash cam video tonight showing a car being hit by a bucket dropped from an overpass. A man named Paul Lee was driving west on I-44 near the Arsenal exit Saturday afternoon. When he looked back at the video, he noticed someone throwing that bucket from the side of the highway. He's thankful it didn't land just a few feet higher.
I mean, if that bucket had hit my windshield, I could have crashed and could have been, killed.
The bucket caused hundreds of dollars in damage to his car. He has filed a report with police. Well, if you're buying a car in Missouri, you'll want to listen to this. Governor Mike Kehoe just signed a bill changing how temporary tags are issued. And 5 on your side's Laura Berchesky went in depth tonight with the Department of Revenue. Laura joins us in studio now. Tell us what you're learning here, Laura.
Brent, this new law will shorten the expiration date for temporary tags and also make some changes to when vehicle sales tax is collected in the near future. The goal to crack down on people who drive around for months, even years, on expired temp tags. Governor Mike Kehoe signed Senate Bill 28 into law this month. It makes some long overdue changes to vehicle registration in the state. One of the biggest deals with temporary license plates. Car dealerships will no longer be able to issue 90-day temporary tags.
If a dealer has, I believe it's a $100,000 bond, they can issue a 60-day temp tag, but everybody else has to stay with a 30. Contract offices have to have a 30, and you can't just keep reissuing temp tags. So that means there is an urgency.
As of Monday, the Missouri Department of Revenue has now switched to 7-digit temporary tags.
And the reason being is we're running out of configurations, so which is crazy to think about.
Department of Revenue Director Trish Vincent says they are currently in the middle of phase 2 and transitioning over to an electronic vehicle titling and registration system.
With our new system, that's going to enable, if you go into a dealership, once we implement it, you will pay your sales tax at the time you purchase your car. So at that point, then the temp tag will actually be the configuration of the plate we're going to send you.
Effective immediately after that system is fully in place, the new law requires sales tax payment before the dealer can even issue a temporary tag.
We have over 6,000 dealers in the state of Missouri, so we're going to have to make sure that we educate them. Plus, we have over 2,500 taxing jurisdictions.
Vincent says there's a domino effect that they hope gets fixed once these changes are in place.
Whenever there's an expired temp tag out there, that means they haven't paid their taxes, and those taxes go to roads, and that means they haven't registered with their personal property either. So that means that schools and other things are not getting the money they need as well.
This law goes into effect August 28th, and the Department of Revenue hopes to have the new system fully up and running by the end of next year.
It certainly will impact a lot of people. Thank you, Laura. How do you celebrate the career of a St. Louis broadcasting legend? Maybe with a roast. Tonight, 5 on Your Side honored our news director and former anchor, Art Holliday. He's retiring this month after 46 years at KSDK. Current and former colleagues, along with friends and viewers, gathered at the Missouri History Museum for the Art of Farewell. That panel included Channel 5 favorites like Karen Foss, Ron Jacober, Kelly Jackson, and his Today in St. Louis co-anchor Jennifer Blome. She talked about the first time they had one of their infamous laughing fits on air.
We were so scared. I don't know how we lost control. And Mary says, "Art, 5 callers, you're not such a stick in the mud." Jennifer, next 5, you're not a snob after all.
If you missed tonight's roast, you can watch it on our 5+ streaming app right after this newscast. The Art of Farewell will also be available to stream on demand. Watch for free on your Roku, Apple, Fire, or even your Samsung TV. A firefighter, a father, a hero.
He was a hero that saved people, and he did it very humbly.
Tonight, the children of a fallen St. Louis firefighter sharing their memories only with 5 on Your Side. Taking the show on the road. The new arena for a local attraction hit hard by spring storms.
Humidity is sticking around, plus I'll time out more storm chances and rising temperatures.
Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from the family of a 30-year veteran St. Louis firefighter who died in the line of duty. Lee Krause was laid to rest just last week. Tonight, our Megan Kernan sits down with Krause's daughter and stepson, who are opening up about their tremendous loss and the legacy he leaves behind. It's the story you'll see only on 5 on Your Side.
He was a really big part of me. He was my other half, and I'll miss him forever, but I know that he would want me to keep going on, keep living how he did.
A hero's farewell for a man who spent more than 3 decades saving lives. 52-year-old firefighter Lee Krause died from a heart attack on July 1st while working overtime at Engine House 19.
My dad was my best friend. We hung out all the time, traveled together. We were always together. So it's been kind of rough to suddenly have a bit of an absence.
Cameron Krause says her dad lived every day like it could be his last.
He didn't wait for people to give him permission to live. He just did it because, we talked about it a lot, how you never know when your last day, you never know when it's going to come. So you might as well live it up while you can.
His daughter says he could have climbed the ranks, but chose to stay on the front lines.
He wanted to stay a fireman. He loved it, and he loved his coworkers. My grandfather was a fireman as well, so kind of a generational thing.
In a chilling coincidence, Cameron says her grandpa also had a heart attack in that very same firehouse years ago, although he survived. Krause's stepson, Brendan Jefford, says Lee shaped his life in more ways than one.
He pushed me to join the Marine Corps whenever I was 18. He might have left at 52, but he lived more in those years than 5 people do in their entire lifetimes.
Cameron says the St. Louis Fire Department and community have shown unwavering support, reminding her of the impact her dad had.
He was a hero that saved people, and he did it very humbly. He never asked for any real recognition. He just did it because he wanted to.
Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Krause's daughter is being supported by Backstoppers, an organization that helps the families of fallen first responders. His family says they're also grateful for the love and support from the fire department. Search and recovery efforts continue tonight in flood-ravaged Texas. 132 people were killed in catastrophic flash flooding earlier this month. More than 100 people remain missing. Officials say the search could take months. It's been more than a week since any survivors have been found. More than 80 members of Missouri Task Force 1 are now in Texas helping with search and recovery. Today they worked along the Guadalupe River and tributaries there, searching large debris piles. Purina Farms in Gray Summit is still closed following the March 14th tornado. An EF2 tornado caused significant damage to its visitor center, the education barn, as well as the pet adoption center and the dog arena. Well, today, the farm announced it will bring its incredible dog show to Union Station. That will happen this summer. 30 dogs performing high-flying tricks.
The dogs are incredible, and they're a lot of fun, and they have a great time. And then at the end, we normally do meet and greets, so the public actually gets to meet a couple of our dogs.
Now the team will perform 2 shows every day at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Thursday through Sunday, and that's until September 28th. So I'll tell you what, Jim, why not bring the excitement to the people? I think that's a pretty creative idea there.
I agree. It's fun watching the dogs. I couldn't keep my eyes off of the tricks. So, you know, dogs over the next couple of days, guys, it's the dog days of summer. There you go. Heat and humidity. And it's going to be a hot one tomorrow. That heat index over 100, possibly as high as 105, 106 in the afternoon. And a few downpours, gusty wind with those. We had them today. Probably less in the way of that tomorrow. But keep the rain gear handy, and even overnight tomorrow night into early Thursday, another risk of showers and storms, a little bit higher risk actually. Those storms earlier, watch as they fade away very quickly, even on the Metro East side, and then a few showers possible right there currently around southern parts of Clay County and maybe a few in Perry County, Missouri. So right now, down by the arch, and it's 79 degrees. It's going to be a very warm night. Heat index is 82, so it feels like 82 with that humidity high, dew point 74. And with that wet ground, we'll get areas of fog to form tonight. 89 for that high today, 75 for that low, and 90 is the average high. We're going to go way above that as we get into next week. So patchy fog tonight, 74, south wind at about 5 miles an hour. There is a well, it's not stationary. It likely will become stationary. This cold front moves our way and little impulses of low pressure along that. So the future cast tomorrow, mainly dry, a spot shower or storm possible. Then watch the overnight hours into the early morning on Thursday. A little bit more in the way of numerous showers and storms, and maybe even later in the day on Thursday. We'll get some dry time in there, and just watching that front as it kind of moves in our direction, but then becomes stationary as we get into Friday and possibly the weekend. So the rain chances will still be there, maybe less as we get into the weekend forecast. And again, tomorrow, mainly dry, southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Low 90s, but that heat index way up there, and it's going to feel like 100 to 106 in the afternoon tomorrow. So advanced tracking, when you see the yellow on here, even the orange, this is that heat that's coming our way for this weekend and into next week. I'm going to go ahead and show you not only the 7-day forecast, but the 10-day, so you can get an idea of how hot it's going to get. So 92 as we get into tomorrow, and a spot shower or storm. Then tomorrow night, early Thursday, more numerous showers and storms in here. Thursday's high, that might cool us a little bit, but it's still very humid, 90. As we get into Friday, still a chance of storms, 87. But Saturday and Sunday, low 90s. But look at Monday, 97, Tuesday, 98. And close to 100, we dry out. But all next week, very close to 100, and the heat indices higher than that.
Yeah, it's really inching up there. 97, 98, 99. It's trying to get there.
Here it comes.
Yeah, and it's going to feel like it, I bet. Jim, thank you much.
You bet.
Well, we've got Frank standing by with sports.
Brent, thanks. We'll hear from a billionaire. We will hear from an NFL Pro Bowler and Caitlin Clark and the All-Star Game. Stick around, please. Although the baseball all-star game means nothing and interleague play waters it down, I still love the game. Think of how many baseball players there are in the world. And on this night in Atlanta, the 68 best in the world are competing. How can it get any better? Right now, the National League leads it 6-5 in the 9th inning. Brendan Donovan from the Cardinals is 2 for 2 in the game. All right, let's talk some WNBA. Caitlin Clark in Indiana at Connecticut, and she got hot in the 4th quarter, first with that runner, and later with a 3. She had 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. However, it appears she suffers an injury right there. She had to leave the game. Fever win it 85-77. Do you know what the fastest growing sport in America is? Pickleball. According to one report, it's up 223% over the last 3 years. Why not? It's fun and fast, and you can be instantly mediocre, kind of like me as a sportscaster. The St. Louis Shock will be hosting a Major League Pickleball event. It is going to be fun at Shavitz. How about this? It's going to go Thursday through Saturday. Teams from Atlanta, Brooklyn, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nashville, and Dallas will be on the court, and the balls will be hit over 60 miles an hour.
I think the fans are going to really enjoy that kind of setup. I mean, the site view is incredible, and compared to where pickleball has been in the past, playing at local arenas and facilities, this is just world class.
It was really a fun day for the kids over in Highland, Illinois. Former Bulldog and current tight end for the Detroit Lions, Sam Laporta, was back in town at the high school's annual football camp. Laporta has 17 touchdowns in just 2 seasons in the NFL and is already one of the top tight ends in football. Today, he was showing kids the same spot he once was. They can accomplish their own dreams now.
My parents always preached to us to do the best you can do and work hard and have a lot of fun. So to come back, tell them if you work hard, you can make the varsity team. And then if you're on the varsity team, you might be able to go play in college. And when I was in college, I had aspirations to play in the NFL, and to go off and check all those boxes, it's really neat. It's really attainable if you work hard, and basically that is what I'm trying to preach to these kids: to work hard, have fun, and chase your dreams.
This 5 on Your Side St. Louis City SC coverage is sponsored by Together Credit Union.
City SC announced the signing of 6'4" center back Fallou Fall today. The 21-year-old is a native of Senegal and has been playing in Norway. The international signee is eligible to join the team on the 24th, pending receiving his visa and a medical exam. And you know, Brent, for a change, we feel good about our soccer team. They went 43 days without a victory. They went 11 matches without a victory. And then over the weekend, they win a big game. Now they make a big signing. You know, I think that City SC does everything right except win a lot of games. I mean, the ownership is great, the experience, the stadium's spectacular. They'll win games eventually, and then the fans will just go crazy.
Well, one thing's for certain, we just got to support our own, man.
Absolutely.
And the wins will come.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Yep.
Frank, you're more than mediocre. You're incredible, by the way. I was listening to you. Much more still ahead, my friend. The Pope's old property has a brand new owner. The historic Illinois home you could soon tour. Well, tonight we're getting our first look at the medals for the 2026 Winter Olympics and Paralympics in Milano Cortina. They feature 2 distinct halves representing the athlete's journey and those who've helped them along the way. The games begin February 6th right here on 5 on Your Side. The Emmy nominations are out tonight. The Apple TV Plus series Severance leads with 27 nominations, including Best Drama. St. Louisan Sterling K. Brown was nominated for Best Actor for his role on the Hulu series Paradise, which is also up for Best Drama. Harrison Ford got his first ever Emmy nomination for Best Supporting Actor. And at 77 years old, Matlock star Kathy Bates became the oldest nominee ever for Best Actress in a Drama. The awards will be handed out on September 14th. There's a new owner to the childhood home of the first American Pope. The village of Dalton, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, bought the family home of Pope Leo XIV. The price tag, $375,000. Village officials plan to revitalize the block and offer tours. Pretty smart idea, I think.
Yeah.
What are you looking at, my friend? How are we going to be tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow it's going to be hot, humid. You know, that heat index about 100 to 106 and 92 for the actual high. But then those storms will pop up again, and even a better chance as we get into Wednesday night into Thursday. A little bit cooler Friday, but still, you know, that humidity makes it feel hotter as we get into next week. Let me just show you that 10-day forecast again, because it's insane what's coming. And I just want you to be aware that we are expecting mid to upper 90s as we get into Monday through at least the end of next week. And also the rain chance kind of goes away, so we get drier too.
I get it. 90, 92 sounds pretty good compared to 98.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it. My friends, that's all of our time at 10. We appreciate the company. Remember that we're always streaming on 5+. Start your day with Today in St. Louis. That begins at 4 in the morning. Have a great night.